From the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Friday, April 9th. Friday mornings at this time, we try to spotlight local governments in and around the Lake Shore. We call the segment City Hall Chatter. It's the second Friday of the month today, which means we turn the spotlight to Holland City Hall, and we are very pleased to have join us from in the Zoom connection today, Nicki Arendshorst, the I could still say first term Holland City Council member. Good morning, Nicki.
Good morning, Gary.
It's been an eventful first term.
I must say.
But you are not running for re-election this year. It's 2 years from now.
Correct.
Because
yes.
you're on a 4-year term to rep. From the South Side, yes, but to a certain extent, and I think all city council members, Nicki, are in agreement with this. Yes, you might represent a certain ward, or you might be an at-large council member. But to a certain extent, everything that goes on in Holland, really, you're attuned to and willing to serve the constituents of our town.
Exactly. Just as Holland is part of a greater region, it all intersects and interacts.
Yeah, it's we're not alone, and there are those who are like me. We come from the other side of the county, and we have to keep. We want to make sure that our interests are thought of as well.
Yes.
It is April, and in about a month or so, the city council will be asked to pass a spending plan for fiscal 2022. I believe that city manager Keith Van Beek and his staff will be huddling with council members later on this month to go over his proposed spending plan. It's a long process. And, it starts back in January, get public input when we didn't have the COVID-19 situation, coffee with council, the advance goal setting and priority setting session. Now it's coming in front. What are you hoping to see from this budget that might be of interest to all of Holland? What really should council be looking for when they do look at the spending plan later on this month?
Good question. Well, we look at it. I just picked up the budget yesterday, and it is a work of art. So, and it is available online, and everyone should look at it. And one of the most important first items in it is it's a chart of who counts. So the residents are first. So every resident should be paying attention, and then council, and then management. So what we hope is, as you know, it is a long process, and we we have priorities. We want to look at the business plan, the strategic plan. Fiscal responsibility is very important. You can't run a city without being accountable. So how do you be accountable? Provide the basic services, and then council's priorities and what we've heard from the people.
Yeah, priorities, but also responsibilities and realities, I think is a good way of putting it, because in this atmosphere that we're in right now with the health concerns and the economic concerns that go along with it, let's put it this way, flexibility is going to be very important. I've mentioned this with Keith Van Beek. I'm going to really mention it with you and Nicki and other leaders in government. You got to be ready for any curveball that might come, because sometimes it might affect accessibility to services. Sometimes it might affect revenue going into the city coffers.
Exactly. And that's where the new term and all these Zoom meetings is we're going to be light on our feet and make the pivot when we have to. So yes, we will have that balance, and we won't hope for the best. We will plan for the best, in the best way we see forward.
Planning for the best, but also hopefully being able to look forward. One thing that the Holland City Council has done over the years is that they've had vision about there are obvious like any human entity, they haven't had vision on certain things. Yes, I hear you. Holland is ready. But the thing is, vision for maybe how they view the riverfront, how they view the waterfront, the lakefront, how they view energy, how they view, streetscapes and ice, snow mountains, all that. Can council still have that vision forward, even though right now we have to look in the short term because of what we're all going through right now?
Oh, absolutely. We are in good fiscal shape, and partly because of what you said. There's been good management. There's been a little restructuring here and there, and we will go forward with what we have and make adjustments as we see fit. And it is important to have residents contact us. What do they think is important? And we take all that into the mix. But I do believe we are in good fiscal shape, and going forward, that kind of management won't stop.
Yeah, that certainly does help. Nicki Arendshorst, housing is still definitely needing to stay on the front burner. Affordable housing in a community not too far south of here. They've had to deal with floating homes and houseboats and that situation because affordable housing is not really available in that community. Holland is a little bit different. There's still opportunities for someone to be able to get a house, but still, because of that, making housing available for income levels without the quote unquote stigma of low income housing. Ooh, there's going to be trouble ahead. People are always a little worried about that. And of course, the buzzword too is it going to affect property values? If it affects property values, everybody, arms up and, they flee in abject terror. But Nicki, housing is still something that not only council, but also other entities need to approach in this area.
Yeah, it's a nationwide issue. And we have a number of different levers or ways we can approach that. And one is you can build developments, and we are working, as you know, with Jubilee and Habitat for Humanity and getting grants and building some. We're repurposing some buildings. We're allowing, there's different kind of rentals. It's also, as we mentioned before, it's a regional issue. So we work with our neighbors, our neighboring municipalities. And so there is some fear mongering going on, and that's always, you have to look at that. So what is real? What is not real? What do you feel? You can't discount how people feel. But again, let's separate realities from opportunities, and changes tend to be difficult, but it's not always bad for us either.
Yeah,
so there's a number of things that Holland's doing at this time.
It's human nature, Nicki. We don't like change.
Especially as we get older,
Some of us are, almond shape. No, but anyway, let's move forward.
Yeah.
One final thing, Nicki Arendshorst, and we're coming up towards the Tulip Time Festival. It'll be in 3 weeks from tomorrow. And yes, we won't have the parades. We won't have the Dutch dancing. We will have a carnival, but I think for the most part, this community has stepped up in the past to be on its best behavior and welcoming. I would hope, Nicki, we're going to be the same thing come May 1.
Oh, absolutely. As the mayor says, the tulips are going to come up, and indeed they are. And it's kind of fun. Holland puts out some videos on the YouTube channel, and they're kind of cute to watch how the tulips are coming up. And there's also a website for tulips, for the Tulip Time, and it will show you what's available, what's going on, some virtual, some actual. So yes, Tulip Time will happen, maybe mostly in our hearts and minds, but the downtown is open, the markets will be here, all the attractions are here, maybe just in a different format. So it's good to go online or call.
Nicki Arendshorst, Holland City Council member, want to thank you very much for joining us today on City Hall Chatter, talking about some of the things that are facing council, some of the matters facing council, and some other things as well. Wish you and your family well. Look forward to chatting with you again sometime later this year.
Thank you so much, Gary. Same to you.
Thank you very much. Nicki Arendshorst of Holland City Council with City Hall Chatter on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.